Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
We continue to talk about one of the important indicators of engine health. We have already dealt with the caliber number and the replacement schedule. Now it's time to decide which spark plugs are better. How spark plugs inform about engine performance. It is easy to detect engine malfunctions by the appearance of the spark plug. If everything is normal, it will have clean electrodes and look like new. The skirt of the insulator should be neat, without fouling and color change. A change in the shade of the skirt around the center electrode indicates a malfunction or poor fuel quality. Variety of spark plugs. The classification of spark plugs is very multifaceted. They are distinguished by the caliber number, which we have already mentioned. Also, the parts are classified by the type of discharge, the number of electrodes, and the material of manufacture. In our article, we will limit the choice of plugs for the engine to spark models. Spark plugs in car engines do more harm than good. Exception: models of transport with remote control. By the number of electrodes and structure candles are categorized according to the number of electrodes. Traditionally, there are two or more of them, one of which is the central one. Single electrode, the simplest budget spark plugs. Their design is very simple, a white glass with a thread inside the housing. And although they are called one electrode, in fact, two small electrodes of 2.5 millimeters each, the central and lateral, are involved in creating a spark. However, the parts have a limited lifespan. Multi-electrode, here there are already 3 or 4 side electrodes. On the one hand, this makes it more difficult to produce an ignition spark, but their service life increased. The electrodes failed alternately. Plasma former actively introduced since the 1990s. The principle of operation of the four-camera candle is to supply a pulse between the electrodes. As a result, a breakdown ejector of the plasma clot is formed. It ignites the mixture of fuel and air, sending it into the engine chamber. These plugs have left their multi-electrode counterparts far behind in terms of ignition power. By electrode material, now let's consider the classification of electrodes that are put on spark plugs. From this depends on the performance and scope of operation. Read also: auto polishes, classification, features of choice: copper and nickel. The working electrode with a diameter of 2.5 millimeters is made of nickel alloy. It is softer than other metals, so it wears out faster. Nevertheless, such plugs are suitable for engines of old cars, where a lower spark voltage is required. For modern models, this ignition force is not enough. Platinum noble plugs appeared as a result of the research of automobile manufacturers. The previous generation of plugs had a problem. Thin metal electrodes could not withstand the high voltage of a powerful spark. In order not to lose in the power of discharge, it was necessary to look for a way out. First in motorsports, and then in the ordinary layout, appeared plugs with electrodes made of noble metal. Platinum is refractory, resistant to high loads, which made a decisive argument in its favor. Iridium became an alternative. And let this material is devoid of nobility, but it is hard and resistant to extreme conditions. Candles with electrodes made of the element IR and point do not differ in price. Rating of the best. Now let's find out which spark plugs are best. Let's take the types of vehicles and different fuels as a basis. There is a different spark plug for each vehicle. Motorcycle iridium spark plug, NGK, IMR 9C. 9H has repeatedly brought motorcycles of leading MotoGP teams to victory. It belongs to the hot type of plugs. The electrode gap of 9 mm ensures perfect fuel ignition for better results. Suitable for a range of Japanese brand motorcycles from 2001 to 2010 model years. Truck or bus, the Czech brand Brisk has no equal here. Its multi-electrode plugs have been adopted by the largest manufacturers of commercial vehicles: Neoplan, Isuzu, Fiat, MAN, etc. Their main advantage is that they are sold in sets, so that it is convenient for the user to replace the entire plug block. Also, they are designed for all fuel options, starting from the -3 € standard. Read also: choosing speakers in the car. What you need to be sure to take into account for cars of older modifications that run on AI 76 and AI 92 gasoline. Domestically produced plugs are suitable. Among the leaders are standard plugs of GAZ, UAZ, and KAMAZ. They are also suitable for buses of domestic production. Data on spark plugs for buses and tractors of foreign production are not available in the public domain. The relevant information is contained in the manual. Passenger cars here the offer is wider. The top 5 leaders are confidently champion spark plugs. This brand has won the trust of consumers with the highest quality products. Candles developed by Albert Champion observed the dawn of motorsport, and now they are installed on passenger cars of the world's leading brands. Only Noble and Iridium plugs with a service life of up to 100,000 kilometers are available. Bosch Company is not lagging behind the market leaders. It offers a wide range of ignition elements of all types, hot and cold, single and multi-electrode. Correctly selected plugs work out their resource at 100% due to the German pedantry in everything. HBO, the temperature of the gas fuel is much higher, so the ignition power must be higher. The NGC Iridium spark plugs have no equal. Their Laserline 2 model is adapted to gas and is successfully used on vehicles that use propane-butane. That's all for today. The rating includes the best in our opinion. What do you think? Write your experience in the comments. In conclusion, selecting the right spark plugs for your vehicle is a crucial step in ensuring optimal engine performance and efficiency. By considering factors such as the type of engine, driving conditions, and the specific requirements outlined in your owner's manual, you can make an informed choice. Remember that the right spark plug can enhance fuel efficiency, improve ignition, and extend the life of your engine. Take the time to research and consult with professionals if needed, and you'll be well on your way to making the best decision for your car's needs. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.